Skippyjon Jones, class action. Alright. Has anyone ever read Skippyjon Jones books before?
I have 4.
Alright, cool. Okay, I want you guys to help me out when I read this book, though, okay? I'm going to show you some parts where I want you to help me out. So, when there is a part where you see clap, clap, I want you guys to clap with me, okay? When I say, oh, puffy, puffu, puffito, it says clap, 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 clap. Alright? Everyone got that? That's what I need you to help me out with when I read it, alright? So, this is Skippyjon Jones, by the way.
I have it.
There we go. Okay. Is that in your way? Can you see? Alright. Skippyjon Jones is just dying to go to school. And nobody, not even his mama, was going to stop him. But she did, by the scruff of his neck. School is for the dogs, stated Mama Junebug Jones emphatically. They're unruly and drooly, and she added dramatically, just listen to that barking. Those hounds sound ferocious. Plus, a bus full of dog breath would smell so atrocious. Good golly, Pop Lolly, it's such a no-brainer. If there's a good dog, it's because of his trainer. His mama gently nudged her nugget into the room. Then she added, you're Skippyjon Jones, a smart Siamese cat. Take a look in the mirror if you don't believe that. He looks in the mirror every day, said his sisters, Jezebel, Jillyboo, and Jujubee. But all he sees are chihuahuas. Arf, arf, barked Jujubee. After his family left him to think, Chihuahua did exactly what his mama suggested, but not before he bounced around his room with some books. Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones, and I don't get the fuss. It's not like a pigeon is driving the bus. Then he climbed up his sister's kitty condo ladder for a peekaboo in the mirror. Holy Julio, squealed the kitten boy. How many chihuahuas am I? He wondered out loud. Then he took a deep breath, and using his very best Spanish accent, he answered, as many as your head can handle, hombre. And quicker than you can say the cat in the hat never did that, the kitty boy tossed his mask and his cape and a bright yellow banana into his mochila. Then, as he buttoned up his red plaid shirt, he began to sing in a muy, muy sour voice. Oh, my name is Skippito Fresquito. Alright, here's your part, come on. Alright. And I'm off to the school for perritos. Because I've got a good hunch that I'm going to have lunch with a grand old bunch of porquitos. Alright. Just across the hall, Mama Junebug Jones and the girls were doing a little homework of their own. Listen here, messy missies, said Mama. How are you supposed to clean the kitty condo without your ladder? Skippyjon Jones has it, the sisters said. What for? Asked Mama. So he can see the chihuahua in the mirror. The chihuahua, however, was already in this closet, boarding a bus for school. But the kitten boy wasn't the only chihuahua on the bus. His old amigos, Los Chimichangos, were going to school too. Thank God you made it, dude, exclaimed Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. Si, Skippito, panted Coquillo Tequillo, the smallest of the small ones. We need your help with Con El Bolito. Without a Daoito, declared El Skippito. But why do you need my help with the bully? Because he is a perrillo mosquito, declared Don Diego, who baranas around the escuela in the tazita. He spins around in the school in a tiny teacup, explained the kitten boy in shock. See, dudes, added Don Diego. He growls and howls and wears a surito de la cambrea. Not the wool sweater, said Skippito. Uh-huh, agreed Coquillo Tequillo, trembling. He is a woolly bully. There wasn't a dog worth his biscuits who didn't fear the woolly bully, so it wasn't a surprise when a potent puff of panic poofed out of the gatito's tail. And all that puffiness inspired the pochitos to sing, Oh, Pafi, Pafo, Pafito. We know you can do it, Skippyjo. Let's unravel his sweater and knit something better. We'll show that old woolly bolito. But there was no turning back now. The doggies had arrived at school. So what do you think's going to happen to him? Think he's going to take care of the bully?
Yeah.
All right.
She's going to knock him out like a boxer.
A moment later, the principal, a poodle with very high standards, appeared with a bucket of balls and a whistle. First she blew, then she threw. Go fetch, barked Mrs. Big-a-Lot. Then every dog, big and small, chased the ball down the hall and into their classrooms, except for Skippyjo. He got carried along by the river of rovers and landed in art class, where he drew his best ever double doggy doodle. I've never seen a pup do that before, said Mrs. Houndler, the art teacher. Then he trotted over to the music room and bayed like a beagle for the canine chorus. Bow wow, woofed Mrs. Muzzlepuff. What a pair of ears. After music came math, where Skippy stunned Mrs. McDruler with his counting skills. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. At the bell, the amigos followed their noses into the library. Not even a bowl full of Fritos smelled as delicious as the scent of books waiting to be read. I like libros, declared El Skippyjo Fresquito, the great reader Ito. I like books too, whispered Leonora Lapsider, the librarian, from behind the bookcase. The kitty boy was last to leave the library, so he had to race right over to French class. Monsieur Frosé. Can you say cheese? Asked the teacher. Oi, oi, says the poodles. Fromage. Zizi, said Skippyjo. Queso. Queso cabzella, shouted the chimichangos from the rear of the room. I'm not a cheesehead, chimichangos, chuckled the gatito. I'm a chihuahua. The poodles were tickled pink to have Los Pochitos in class with them, and Los Pochitos wanted to share what they had learned with their amigo. Zuzi, zuzang. Como si, como sa, comosito. We have Zumzi to tell you, Skippyjo. When the poodles say ow, they really mean Z, so don't look for a red hydrantito. After French, Los Mochitos took a pass on obedience class, deciding instead to take a nap in the warm case with golden trophitos. I'm not good at following rules, confessed the kitty boy. What dog is, dude? Quipped Don Diego. But just then, the gatito heard a gut gurgling growl that shook the entire escuela, perhaps the whole plantita. Holy heartburn, hollered Skippyjo. What's that in my tummy? No, that is the bellow of the woolly bolito, said Poquito Platito with a shiverito. The gruesome grumble grew louder, and along it came with the rattle and plink of a terrible tazilta. It was spinning wildly, right under his nose, circling the polka-dotted shark. Andilla, declared Don Diego, get out with your duds, dude. But Skippyjo was too frozen with fear to unpack his mochila. So his amigos did it for him, helping him to change their chicho into El Skippyjo Fresquito, complete with mask, cape, and banana. Why the plantano, dude, said Pinto Lito. It was my snackito, replied the gatito. Will you share it with me and Titito? Yes, and Vito, agreed Skippyjo. So he's got a mask, a cape, and a banana. That's his outfit.
Banana?
Yep. Then woof chaka chaka laka, woof chaka laka laka. Every doggy leaped out of the case and latched onto the turbocharged Taza. This caused the cup to spin wildly out of control, some of the chicos just hanging on by a tail. Estoy marido, cried Skippyjo. You are not dizzy, dude, you're green, yipped to the doggies. The whirling dervish of a dog-filled teacup cut a mean path of destruction past the principal's office and spun straight onto the lunch bunch like a bowling ball. Strikeito, shouted the Puchitos. And strike it did. Smash, crackle, and pop. The twirling tazilla crashed right onto the table and broke apart, exposing the ferocious Fuzzy for what he really was, a teeny tiny itsy bitsy wool-wearing teacup chihuahua. Dude, declared Don Diego, you're no bigger than a bugito. But the bugito's only reply was a gut-gurgling growl greater than the hounds had ever heard before. Is that your tummy? Asked Skippyjon. Si, replied the bolito tengo much hambre. I am hungry too, agreed the gatito, but you can have my plantito. The act of kindness made the chimichangas pull out their jump rope right in the middle of the mess. Peanut butter belly buttons, chunky berry pits, the woolly bully's taza had broken to bits. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Jelly on the toast. He's not a woolly bully, he's just hungrier than the most. Just then, Mrs. Bagelot stomped into the lunchroom. I smell a cat, she bellowed. That cat better scat. What do you think's gonna happen? What do you think's gonna happen? All right. Then out came the whistle. First she blew, then she threw a bright yellow ball down the hall, which every dog, big and small, began to chase, except for Skippyjon. He wasn't chasing the ball. He was running for his life. First Skippy tripped. Then he slipped on the banana peel and slid straight out of his closet and back into the arms of his mama, Junebug Jones. What in the woolly white willies have you been up to, Mr. Whistle Whiskers? Asked Mama. He broke my teacup, whined Jilly Boo, and he ate my banana, complained Jezebel. That's because he went to school with the Chihuahuas, explained Juju B. Later that night, after every Fuzzy fell asleep, the kitten boy was good for one last bounce. Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones, and I couldn't say it better. A dog is not a bully just because he wears a sweater. Then he bounced over to his mama and gave her a beso, a kiss she felt right through the layers of her quilt. Good night, little dipper, said the very sleepy mama. Good night, mama, said the very sleepy kitten. All right. So what did you guys learn about that story?
Good.
What do you
Never bully.
Yeah, that's good. You don't want to bully, do you? What did you think? He was good? All right. Do you like Skippyjon Jones? He's a character, isn't he? Yeah? Can you guys give your best Spanish accent? What's your best Spanish accent?
Bonjour.
That's French. That's all right. Good try. Yep.
I know how to say hello in
Yep.